Hi guys, welcome, or of course welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If you haven't been here before, hey there, my name is Rachel. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow. This is the second look that I've done this week just using the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. I have a series on my channel which I call Week Of, where I upload an entire week of videos using only one eyeshadow palette. I've got Udenzai, Glamlight, Ace Beauté, Juvia's Place. If you're interested in seeing that sort of thing, you have found the right channel. I hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing before you go. So for today's look, I have a very specific plan. I want to do a halo eye using this shadow and then these two over here. I have been searching for a while for a reliable halo eye technique. I never quite figured out if I wanted to do a wash of color and then deepen, or start with the dark and then do a cap of color, or leave the center of the lid naked, do something on the under eyes, do a halo in the lower lash line. I couldn't quite find something that I liked to do consistently and something which gave me reliable results. Well, recently I watched Aniela Kniekvist's video on the new Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. That was a lot of N's. Anyway, watching her halo eye technique, I thought, okay, this might be a good technique for me. So I've done it a couple of times since that video, and today I'm going to do it on camera to show you how I have been doing it. I have already primed my eyes. I used the Glamlight Icing Primer. Everything I'm using is mentioned or linked below in the description box. Let's zoom in and roll with this look. So if you're following along, you want to take your very darkest matte here and put that in your outer corner. In this case, my color is Poppy, and I'm going to lay this at an angle. So always maintaining this sort of angle, putting it in my outer corner. I'm sorry if we've got some weird light going on over here. I did move back away from the window. Hopefully that is a bit better than it would be otherwise, but sometimes I just have to work with the children's nap schedules and what time is available to me to film. And today that is right now. So anyway, the darkest shade in the outer corner. And angle it and then keep it pretty open. I'm not going to bring a cap of color in this technique. Really just plopping down that color, and then I'll blend it out in a few minutes. Going back into Poppy, and now I'm putting it in my inner corner. You know, I think I may deepen this further. I'm not sure. I think I'll wait and see how it looks blended out a little bit. Now, at the inner corner, I still want to maintain this angle. So I'm taking it a little bit higher in my crease and a little bit closer, like a little bit more towards the inner corner at the lashes. And making sure that I don't put down so much that I'm covering most of my lid space, because I want to leave room for a blending shade. Now I've cleaned off my brush and I'm going into Marigold, and I'm going to put this just on the edges of that red. I may end up deepening it from here. That's not quite what I was planning on doing, but honestly, I'm not sure that this is giving me quite the contrast I want. And also, when I use Marigold and mix it with Poppy, it's all going to look very orange, which isn't exactly the plan. I mean, I'm not going to complain. It's still pretty. And the shimmer I'm going to use is more along the orangey champagne side of things. We'll see. Did you guys like yesterday's video with look 1 from the Week of Wilderness? It was the green with the snow shade and a little bit of sparkle. I thought it was pretty, but when I went back and watched the video for that look and ended up doing the thumbnail, I realized that I'm slipping back into my safe territory when it comes to eyeshadow looks and colors. And I might enjoy the final result, but it rarely excites me when it's a more expected or safe color story. I really want to be challenging myself more often than not. Like going for two colors that don't seem to work at all and seeing how I can merge them together, rather than choosing what is safe and expected. Because those looks are pretty, but they're not exciting to me. Does that make sense to you? I mean, the look was nice. It was nice, but that's what it was. It was nice. It didn't really get me very excited. So doing the looks for the rest of the week, I do want to challenge myself a bit more and try color combinations or placement combinations that might not be as easy to do. I don't know. Tell me what you think of the first look. I thought, it was pretty. That's all. Now, by virtue of the general blending with the red, this orange is moving over into the center lid space. That's not the end of the world. I'm just not intentionally placing color there. I've also cleaned off my brush, and I'm gently working out in the cat eye shape over here. And I'm also going to take Poppy with a smaller brush. Definitely a smaller brush. Going back into Poppy, I'm going to bring this on my entire lower lash line. I know that Wilderness has been discontinued for some time, but now it's getting easier and easier to find on the secondhand apps. I'm seeing a lot more often listings for Wilderness through Poshmark and Mercari, and the prices are getting better too. It used to be that because it was discontinued and rather highly sought after, it would be like $80 for this palette. Come on. It's a great palette. It's not worth $80. So now I'm starting to see it $20, $24. I mean, the lowest that I've seen it listed, I think, is $23. And then when I went, sometimes I'll save the listings just to see what they sell for. The lowest I've seen it sold for on the secondhand app is $19. So depending on the seller, guys, this is a great palette, and it's now getting to the point where you can relatively easily find one that's listed at a reasonable price. With the Blend Bunny B4 again cleaned off, I'm going back into Marigold, and I'm just gonna whip this underneath of the red on the lower lash line just to warm it up a little bit and tie it into the orangey color on the lid space. This is getting a little bit out of hand in the outer corner. Red is hard to work with because it doesn't naturally blend into, I think, anyone's skin tone. So I'm taking a larger and also cleaner blending brush and going into Snow. And I'm just gonna work this a little bit out here where these colors are working together. But I don't know, they're just getting a bit out of control. So the Snow color will soften them. Yes, much better. Okay, time for the shimmer. I think I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm gonna grab the shade Fossil. This is a beautiful shimmer. It's so pretty. It's kind of like a beige, orange, champagne-y sort of color. It's very pretty. And I'm going to lay this on my center lid space. And I'm also, one of the reasons I'm using my finger is because I'm going to angle it upwards and make sure that I catch the overhanging skin of my fold so that the look is quite visible even from, you know, even as I look straight ahead, because my eyes are slightly hooded. I'm not going for precision here, obviously, because if I were, I wouldn't be using my finger. That shimmer is so beautiful. And now I'm taking the B4 again, no additional product, and I'm just dragging the mattes on the edge of the shimmer. I'm dragging the mattes into the shimmer and over here into the shimmer. And I'll take that blending brush I used for Snow. Again, no additional product, and I'm just gonna buff these colors, all working them together. Okay, so now is the question, should I deepen it further? Why not, right? Why not? I'll take that same small blending brush and go into Raw, which is the deeper red, and I'm just gonna tap this only at the extreme corners. Also brought Raw onto the lower lash line as well. I like this better because it's a little bit less pink, a little bit more red, and it also gives sort of a three-tone gradient from the orange into the pinky lighter red shade into the deeper red. It's still not super dark, but it just brought in an extra layer of dimension because it's still within the same color story, only a different depth. And I think it's pretty. So I'm gonna go off camera and finish up. I'll be right back. Okay, here is how everything ended up looking. Let me tell you what I did to finish off. In my waterline, I used a ColourPop Creme Gel Liner. This is the shade Fade Away. It's basically a vintage gold. And then I did not do any kind of eyeliner aside from that. I just put on some mascara. On my lips, I'm wearing NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Cinnamon Roll, and I topped it with the NYX This Is Milky Gloss in the shade Mango Lassie. Again, everything I'm using is mentioned or linked below in the description box. And then on my face, I used my La Cienega palette to get two different browns for a bit of a contour. So that's these two browns right here. I just needed something cool toned, and I have so few browns in my collection, and I don't have anything that's technically a contour shade, so just grab an eyeshadow. And then I used this from Physicians Formula as a bronzer. This is a two-tone sort of thing, so I grabbed the outer darker color for a bronzer, and then I put my highlighter brush into the center to do a very light yellowy kind of highlighter. I just wanted warm colors today. I think the look is really pretty. And remember, this is a very, very simple halo eye technique. It's just 3 shades. You go dark, you go a little bit lighter, and then you put your shimmer in the center, and then throw your mattes on the lower lash line. It's so easy. It's got a little bit of drama. It's got a little bit of smokiness, particularly because of how full the lower lash line is, but it's still light enough that it's not too dark and moody and dramatic, because that whole center area is light toned. So I think it's really beautiful, and I'm very happy with this halo eye technique. If you watched my most recent While I Was Out, you would have seen, I believe, 2 looks using this halo eye technique. So I just wanted to do it on camera. And remember, you don't have to use colors. You can use any neutrals. Just go dark matte, medium matte, and lighter shimmer. It's so easy and it's so pretty. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Do tell me what you think about this technique. Do you have a halo eye technique that you like, or do you think that you might want to try this one to see if it works for you? I think halo eyes are pretty and kind of, I don't know, maybe not done enough. I'm not sure. Also, What do you think about doing a theme week? You know, like a week of halo eyes, or a week of dark dramatic smoky eyes, or a week of mismatched eyes where you've got two different eye looks but then they kind of match on the opposite side. I would like to know your thoughts on that too. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I hope you're enjoying the week of wilderness. I hope you've enjoyed looks number 1 and 2. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys very soon in look number 3. Bye!